This is the Bihn Trinity, the latest multi-carry type travel bag from Bihn. Darcy, the former CEO, had teased the Trinity all the way back in 2019 on the Bihn forums, and many Bihn fans have been anxiously awaiting it since. I was very surprised when it was announced recently, and even though I've been in bag hibernation for almost 2 years, I asked the CEO, Cindy, if I could get a sample for review. She graciously provided one with no strings attached. The Trinity gets its name from the 3 ways you can carry it: as a backpack, using a shoulder strap, and by its carry handle. It very clearly was inspired in many ways by the retired Stowaway, which is probably my favorite bag in the Bihn lineup. The Trinity holds up to 21 liters and comes in a variety of colors. This color is nebulous gray. The material is 630 ballistic, which has pretty much replaced the 525 ballistic at Bihn due to supply issues with 525. The hand is similar to 525 ballistic. It retains the softness but still feels strong. I can tell it's different, but the difference is not dramatic. I find myself really missing Halcyon for a bag like this. Not so much the weight, but the style and feel of the bag. Who knows, maybe one day it'll make a comeback, but I'm not holding my breath. Of course, we can't talk about the Trinity without talking about the price, which is $425 at time of filming. That includes a shoulder strap. I don't recall a bag that launched at that price since the long-retired Hero's Journey, and the only other bag available priced above $400 at the time of filming is the Techonaut 45. I'll discuss my thoughts on the price a little later and focus on the bag itself for now. The bag has 3 major compartments, 2 designed to hold the bulk of your travel goods and one in the middle designed for laptop, document, and, for me, tech stuff. There are O-rings aplenty if you're into that kind of thing. Like the Stowaway, one of the pockets has a water bottle holder that you can unzip and collapse, which is honestly one of my favorite features, and it even fits this rather large 46-ounce water bottle. There are also 3 exterior front pockets, one main one that has some organization and 2 side pockets. Those I'd probably use for sticking my phone in while going through security. The Trinity also has a luggage pass-through, which I know some people will really like. It doesn't make much of a difference to me because I don't personally use wheeled luggage, but my wife does sometimes, so maybe she can carry the bag for me at the airport. Speaking of the airport, let's talk about all the ways to carry the bag. For bigger bags like the Techonaut and Aeronaut that have built-in backpack straps, I almost always choose to use them over a shoulder strap while traveling because they're way more comfortable for me. I've used the built-in backpack straps on the Stowaway, and they are definitely not comfortable for anything longer than a few minutes, so I typically carry my Stowaway with the shoulder straps since it holds less anyways. The Trinity's shoulder straps are definitely more minimalist than the Techonaut's edgeless straps, but much better than the basic straps of the Stowaway, and for carrying around the load pictured, about 18 pounds, 6 ounces, they're more than good enough for me. The straps are removable, which I find to be super interesting, and I personally really like the modularity, even though I'll likely keep them attached even while using it as a briefcase. One advantage to removing the straps is that you can use this as a pocket, which is a massive improvement over the Stowaway, whose straps can't be removed unless you cut them out. Anyways, let's do a test pack. I have here a 46-ounce water bottle, which I pretty much use every day, my 14-inch MacBook Pro, a handy little thing size one with all of my cords, a big Anker battery for charging on the go, a 12-inch iPad Pro, 6 shirts and an extra pair of jeans. Let's close these pockets up real quick. 6 pairs of socks and underwear inside the laundry stuff sack, spiff kit with my toiletries, and then finally my phone, wallet, and AirPod Pros. All of this fits well in the Trinity, and more importantly, if I'm going to a conference or on a work trip, I can pack a strap and easily just use it as a briefcase when I'm there. The size of the Trinity is just about perfect for that. Not too big, not too small. For me, what I've packed up here is a week's worth of clothes, and I haven't even filled it all the way up. I'd probably sneak in a few more socks and underwear in the side pockets if I was doing a 7 to 10 day trip. This review would not be complete for me if I didn't talk about the retired Bihn Stowaway, which, as I mentioned, feels like it inspired the Trinity in many ways. I'm going to speed up the footage because closing the Stowaway is a lot harder when it's packed like this, but you'll get the point. I can't pack everything like I can into the Trinity, so I've left the iPad out along with a few other things. I don't use the backpack strap pocket in most cases. I call it the forbidden pocket, but I have in the past. I know it looks ridiculously overpacked, but I've used this bag exactly like this in the past on real trips, including a 1-bag trip to Disney World that I made a video about. I'll put a link in the description. Ultimately, compared to the Stowaway, I vastly prefer an additional 8 liters of space because I'm not working as hard to cram all the stuff in. Plus, I can bring my iPad. I think the 2 bags that are closest in comparison that are not retired are the Techonaut 30 and the Western Flyer, though the Western Flyer isn't currently available and isn't being made right now. There are a lot of big differences. The first is that I feel the Trinity has more flexibility as a briefcase. The Western Flyer is simply too large in my opinion, and the Techonaut is decidedly not a briefcase. All 3 of them have backpack straps, with the Techonauts being most comfortable by far. The Trinity's backpack straps being detachable gives it great flexibility, which is nice because I've seen people cut backpack straps out of bags before. Overall, for me, the Trinity fits a bag use case where I want to one bag but still use the bag while I'm at my destination, especially in a business context. In the past, I've packed a separate bag into the Techonaut for this reason. The Trinity gives me one less reason to do that. Finally, we got to talk about the price, $425. I've heard from a lot of community members that $425 is too expensive, and it definitely feels that way at first glance. Before I got the bag, I honestly came into this review thinking that I would not purchase one at that price. Comparatively, I bought 2 Techonauts at launch even after receiving one as a review sample, and I felt the price at launch for the Techonaut was fair given the huge amount of features they crammed into it compared to its predecessor Aeronaut 30, like the laptop compartment and the edgeless straps. The Western Flyer, which I would argue is the bag closest to this one for general travel at 26 liters, isn't officially retired, but also isn't being produced or sold right now, and it's currently at $273 on the website. The Trinity is a full $150 more. Longtime Tom Bihn fans understandably had some sticker shock. After having used the bag for a couple of days, I came to the conclusion that the Trinity best serves a fairly specific niche of bag enjoyer. I think business travelers, which the bag is definitely being marketed towards, would enjoy it and probably wouldn't think too hard about spending the money. For me, after using it, I definitely purchase one for myself and probably will if I can decide on a color. It's ultimately a bag that will have a lot more narrow audience than other Tom Bihn bags simply due to its price, but that's not inherently bad, and I can safely say that I am one of those people. I am definitely going to use the Trinity for my upcoming trips, and we'll let you know how that goes. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to put them below. Thanks for watching.